2026 Plymouth Barracuda, it instantly brings a wave of nostalgia mixed with curiosity. This isn't just another modern muscle car. It feels like a resurrection of an icon that once ruled the streets with raw power, attitude, and pure American muscle DNA. And now, in 2026, that spirit is being reborn in a completely new form. As you walk toward it, the first thing that hits you is its stance. Low, wide, and aggressive in a way that almost feels intimidating. The front end carries that modern retro fusion design. You can still feel the inspiration from the classic Barracuda of the past. But everything is sharpened, tightened, and reimagined for today's performance standards. The headlights are slim and aggressive, using full LED matrix technology that gives the car a focused, predator-like expression. The grille is wide and low, feeding air into a performance-tuned engine bay that hints at serious power underneath. The hood is long, sculpted with functional vents that not only look dramatic, but actually help with cooling when the engine is pushed hard. Walking along the side, the car feels like it's constantly moving, even when it's standing still. The body lines are clean but muscular, with flared wheel arches that house massive performance wheels wrapped in ultra-grippy tires. The proportions are classic muscle car long hood, short rear deck butt with a modern aerodynamic twist that improves stability at high speeds. The doors feel heavy in a solid, premium way. When you open them, you immediately step into a cabin that blends old-school muscle character with modern luxury technology. The interior is driver-focused. Everything is angled slightly toward the driver, making you feel like the car is built around you. The dashboard is fully digital, with a large curved display combining the instrument cluster and infotainment system. You get real-time performance data, drive modes, G-force meters, and customizable layouts that change depending on how aggressive you want to drive. The steering wheel is thick, sporty, and flat-bottomed, with physical controls for quick access. To performance settings, paddle shifters sit right behind it, giving you instant control over gear changes. Every touch point inside the cabin feels premium soft leather, Alcantara inserts, brushed aluminum trims, and subtle ambient lighting that glows softly at night. Now, when you start the engine, everything changes. There's a deep rumble that wakes the entire car. It's not just noise, it's a statement. The 2026 Barracuda is expected to come in multiple powertrain options, including a high-performance V8 variant and possibly hybrid-assisted performance model for added torque and efficiency. But no matter the version, the emotional connection remains the same. You press the throttle lightly and the car responds instantly. The engine feels alive, breathing through the exhaust with a controlled aggression. It doesn't hesitate. It doesn't feel soft. It feels ready. On the road, the Barracuda transforms. In city driving, it behaves surprisingly smooth for a muscle car of this size. The steering is lighter at low speeds, making it manageable in traffic. And the suspension absorbs bumps better than older generations of muscle cars ever could. But the real magic happens when the road opens up. You switch into sport mode, and everything tightens. The throttle response sharpens. The exhaust note deepens. The steering becomes heavier and more precise. It's like the car suddenly wakes up and remembers exactly what it was built for. You press the accelerator harder, and the power comes in strong and linear. There's no delay, no confusion, just raw forward motion. The acceleration pushes you back into the seat as the engine climbs through the rev range with a controlled roar that feels addictive. The chassis feels solid, planted, and confident even at high speeds. Cornering is more controlled than you would expect from a muscle car of this size. Modern suspension technology, adaptive damping, and improved weight distribution all work together to keep the car stable even when pushed. Aggressively braking is equally impressive. Large performance brakes bring the car down quickly and confidently. There's no drama, just controlled stopping power that makes you feel in command at all times. Now let's talk about technology, because this is where the 2026 Barracuda really separates itself from older generations. You get advanced driver assistance systems, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, and performance telemetry systems that track your driving behavior in real time. But despite all this technology, the car never feels disconnected. That's the important part. It still feels like a driver's machine first in terms of design evolution. Plymouth has clearly aimed to respect the heritage while pushing into modern territory. The rear design is aggressive, with a full-width LED light bar, a sculpted diffuser, and performance exhaust outlets that reinforce its muscle identity. It feels modern, but it still carries that emotional DNA from the original Barracuda legacy. Now, when it comes to practicality, this is still a performance-focused coupe, so space in the rear is limited, but the front seats are extremely comfortable and supportive. The trunk space is usable enough for weekend trips or daily needs, but this car is not pretending to be a family vehicle. It knows exactly what it is. Fuel economy depends heavily on the engine option. But like most muscle cars, performance remains the priority over efficiency. However, newer engineering and possible hybrid assistance may improve real-world usability compared to older generations. And then comes the biggest question people always ask. Price. The 2026 Plymouth Barracuda is expected to sit in a premium muscle car segment. Entry models could start in the mid to upper performance coupe range, while high-performance variants could push significantly higher depending on power output, features, and limited editions. It's not meant to be cheap. It's meant to be iconic. At the end of the day, the 2026 Barracuda is more than just a car. It's a revival of a legend. It blends classic muscle car attitude with modern engineering, technology, and design refinement. It respects its past, but it doesn't live in it. It's built for drivers who still want emotion in their driving experience, people who don't just want speed, but want feel, sound, and connection. And when you see it on the road, low and aggressive, roaring with purpose, you instantly understand one thing.